Without a doubt, one of my favorite things as a movie fan is coming out of a movie that you expected to not really think was going to be for you, but turns out it's a movie that you found some enjoyment in. Poor Things was never going to be a movie that I was overly anticipating simply because the trailer didn't seem like it was going to be something that was going to be up my alley. It seemed to be a very artsy, borderline pretentious type of movie. And to be honest, it might have been one that I would have skipped if it hadn't been for the critical acclaim. The movie has been receiving even potential Oscar nominations on the horizon for this one. And as I'm coming out of it, it's one that I didn't hate. I didn't love it either. I'm somewhere in the middle. I liked it, but on the other end of it, there is a lot that I appreciated. But before we get more into my in-depth thoughts on this movie, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and comment down below what are your thoughts or expectations for Poor Things. But let's keep talking about the movie. I will say that I felt transported into Yorgos Lanthimos' absurdist reality that is at the center of this movie. I'd hesitate to really put this movie in any sort of just one genre. It's not really a drama. It's not really a comedy. It's not really a fantasy movie. There's a lot going on in this one. It has elements of a horror movie with its creepy score that at times can be fairly unnerving. Then there is a bunch of sexual references and just funny moments that are supposed to be funny, almost cut you off guard in a sense. And this is one of the big things that makes this movie stand out. The only other Lanthimos movie that I've seen is The Favorite. I didn't really enjoy it, but the sense that I do get from Lanthimos as a director from seeing these two movies now is that he likes to stand out. He has visual flair in this movie, especially in this one rather than The Favorite. While there isn't necessarily world building in this movie, there is some exquisite production design that you could just stare at. It looks like a painting. I don't know how big of a budget this movie had, but there is a lot that is just admirable from a production design level, from a costume design, visual effects. I would describe this movie as a bizarre odyssey. It's an adventure. The movie is split up into chapters, and I found it to be fun. Granted, I didn't take it too seriously. Maybe that is the perspective that you should have going into it. There are, of course, underlying themes of womanhood and breaking through the mold, doing something for yourself and going out on your own and exploring the world around you. So it's not just a silly movie, like there is stuff to chew on. This movie works in big part due to its cast. Emma Stone in the lead role. She starts off as a literal child. It is simply impressive how she just sinks into the role. I saw a literal infant on screen. Acting opposite her is Willem Dafoe, who's kind of her father in a sense, the mad scientist. He's really good. Mark Ruffalo has some funny moments. I think Stone is a shoo-in for Best Actress. If anything, this is just a showcase for her to show what she's made of as an actress, what she can do as a performer, going from a child to an adult, and you see all of that throughout this movie. I think my biggest issue with Poor Things is the runtime. This is a movie that I would have loved to have been a little over 90 minutes, and then I would have been much happier. Instead, it is over 2 hours, almost 2 hours and 30 minutes, and it just frequently loses steam. The first 45, I was in for the ride. Then it starts to dwindle a little bit. Then it comes back up. And then it starts to dwindle a little bit more. And there was just a lot of downtime in this movie where, yeah, there is stuff going on. Emma Stone's character is developing as a character. But in all honesty, it did feel like there was a bunch that you could have taken out. I just found myself getting less interested as the movie went on. It does sort of pick itself back up towards the end of the movie, though I did find the ending to not be as satisfying as I wish it would have been. And it's funny because without getting into spoilers, there is payoff in the end, except it felt like a character should have been introduced earlier on for there to have been even more of an impact when those credits start to roll, instead of me just kind of feeling like, wait, I felt like there could have been a little bit more. There was a lot in Poor Things that I did appreciate, just from a filmmaking perspective, of course. And its spin on the Frankenstein story is nothing short of fascinating. It does transport you into this insane little world that director Yorgos Lanthimos and writer Tony McNamara have created. It blends genres. There's horror, there's comedy, there's drama, surprisingly coming of age themes. It serves as a melodrama of sorts, and it doesn't take itself too seriously, which is a real plus. The biggest issue, though, is that the pacing is incredibly inconsistent, and I just found myself being taken out of the movie fairly frequently. Cut a good chunk of this movie and I would have been much happier, but in the end, it's one that I just liked. I'm gonna give Poor Things a C+. I wouldn't really recommend it unless you are a fan of Yorgos Lanthimos. If you're a fan of his work, I think it'll be a definite yes, I like this. If you are a little hesitant though, maybe hold back and wait till it hits streaming. But if you have seen the movie, let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any further videos. And as always, look forward to more videos and reviews coming soon. My name is Ben, people call me Meter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.